What's going on, guys? I finally got some time to work on the Warrior engines. If you've seen the last video of the Warriors, I blew up my daughter's four-wheeler. The bottom end was completely shot, locked up, and I couldn't. It was going to be expensive to fix. So here's that engine. We just threw it back together just to keep everything together since it was taking a little while. And then, so that's that one, the blown up one. This is the other one that I got. This is supposed to be the better of the two that I got. I mean, it definitely looks kind of rough, but supposedly it runs. It's supposed to be a good engine, but it is an older one. So the plugs, if you can see, I got a 3, a 4, and then 2 wires coming off of it. And then this one, all the plugs are completely different. So this is a 90 out of a 99. They did switch the stators. I think it was 97. Don't quote me though. So we're gonna take the stator out of this one, put it into that motor. I think I might be able to just switch this cover. It looks like I might be able to just switch the cover, because in the older ones they did have pull start. This one doesn't have the pull start on it, but I do have it on the other engine. But I was told, or after looking at some information, I don't think the pull start and all that is going to work once I swap everything else over. If it does, I'm gonna swap it over and that'd be sweet, but I don't think it is. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and start disassembling this one, get the stator out of it. I know the one-way starter gear too is bad in this one, so I'm hoping it's good in this one and I can pull the starter gear out of this one and swap it into that one, and then hopefully have a engine that's going to run and be ready to go. So I guess let's start tearing this one down. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is pull your shifter. We'll pull this cover off, and then we'll start pulling the whole stator cover off. All right, so if you can see here, there is Torx head bits. We're gonna go ahead and pull those off, pull the bolt, and then we should be able to get this cover off. .17 millimeter. Found the boss's gun. That'll work. I'm gonna go ahead, remove the stator pulley. Now you should be good to pull the rest of this off. Go ahead, bend this tab back, get the wires out of here. A little looser. All right. Then all your little ones here are all 8 millimeters. keep those in a safe spot. You'll probably need a little persuasion. Rubber hammer is always good so you don't break anything. There we go. There's our stator that we're looking for. Yeah. Bunch of that metal. Well, I'll clean it out real good. Yeah, there's metal everywhere. So hopefully the stator's still good, actually. Actually, all seems still pretty decent in here. So I might get away with just cleaning this one out and swapping just the whole thing right over. But I do need to take the flywheel off. I ordered the pulley, finally got the pulley. That's what's kind of been waiting on. So let's grab that. So the pulley was actually really cheap. It was Amazon for like $25. I'll try and put the link in the description. Moto made it. Alpha Moto. Or it's a M35 by 1.5. Pretty sure it was reverse thread on the inside there. Another good idea too, always throw the bolt back in so you don't damage the threads or the end of the crank there. I guess you gotta take the washers off. It's just too thick, it won't reach. Yeah, I guess it's normal thread. Want that on there nice and tight. What is this? So I was told you're not really supposed to hit these with like the impact gun or anything like that. So we'll try like this and hope that it works. We're gonna use the impact. I know that crank is shot already anyways. There we go, we got our pulley off. Or our flywheel. Sorry, not pulley. And here's our one-way starter gear. Yeah, let me wipe my hands off. I want to show you all the metal inside here. You see all the chunks in there? Definitely hurt that motor pretty good. Alright, so I feel like I did a pretty good job of getting everything off and out of all the parts. So it should be fine. Now I'm gonna grab the other motor and we'll start tearing that one down. Alright, so after inspecting this one a little bit, you can obviously somebody's been in here before and didn't use any real gasket. But in there, the bolt is broken off. Also the Torx bits over here are shot, but I think I can get the case off without taking these off. And then and I guess I'm gonna attempt to try and get that out of there and try and weld a nut in there, but it's pretty deep, so I don't know how well that's really gonna work. Alrighty, well, that doesn't look good. So inside the flywheel, I don't really see. There's a washer for something. Guess there is some metal in here. Oh, it's so chunky. Definitely water in there at some point. Well, like right now. Yeah, I'm sure you're probably not supposed to do that, but I just kind of wanted to see what else would come out of it. I've definitely seen worse and made worse run. So I think if I get this back together, put some fresh oil in it, run it for like a minute or two, flush the oil out, I think it'll be alright. I don't think we're really gonna have a problem. let's pull this oil filter. Let's see if there's anything yummy in there. Oil. So that's a bit of metal in there too. That's not good. Oil filter looks pretty chunky itself. Yeah, there's a lot of metal in that one. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and say this motor's pretty much trash. I'm not going to mess with it too much more. Just try and get it all back together for it not to run is kind of a big waste of time. Alright, so engine number 2. This one does look a little better shaped. It does actually so far have everything here. You can see the case definitely got broken pretty good here. Looks like they wrapped it with something and then some epoxy with it. So doesn't give me high hopes on this one either. But hopefully we can get something. I know this one definitely has compression because I tried pole starting it. It does turn over. It, it had compression. Definitely looks a lot cleaner in there. I don't see any metal, anything funny. Oil looks halfway decent. Yeah, looks pretty good so far. Yeah, let me grab the bucket. This one still has a bunch of oil in it. And then, so let me pull this oil filter first. Definitely a lot cleaner in there. I've never seen a filter like that. Yep, there's some metal on this one too. God damn it. Doesn't look too bad, so I'm gonna go ahead and drain this oil out, and then we'll see where we're at. Yep, we have a definitely a bit of metal. Oh yeah, that was my finger. No, that looks like we got one more good one-way starter bearing. That can go into the that blue four-wheeler. Seems like that has a bad one-way starter bearing in it too. There you are. Alright, so you're going to want to put these together. Put this one in first. So that little shaft right there will pull it all together for you. And we'll slide. Yeah, this one was locked at first, but it seems like it's fine now. Spinning good. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw the one that was in this back in it, and I'll save the other one from the blown up four-wheeler. You didn't see that, that's fine. Alright, so like I said, we'll throw the one that came out of her four-wheeler into the blue one. I'd rather just keep them all somewhat together where they came from. Make sure you still have that. I think it's called a Woodruff key. There. Okay. So that's good. So this is the stator out of the 99. Go ahead and pull this shaft out. And we'll slide this one onto that. The gasket looks alright, so hopefully we can just reuse it. Clean the surface a little bit first. I know, I should have probably gotten a new gasket. It's only a couple dollars. If this one leaks, I could always just grab one and switch it out later. Not really a super huge deal. You know, you just go home, ball. You know you want to go home. Okay, let's see what's going on here. That would make a lot of sense. So I still have the dowels in this one, and the dowels are still in the case here. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and pull these dowels out. Hopefully that goes nice and easy, and then I'll just slide this one over that. Try and not damage these if I need them. So that's nice. It came out really easy. At least one did. Two did. Awesome. I like that. Alright, now it should go back on. There we go. Alright, so that's nicely seated on there. I'm gonna go ahead, throw all my bolts in here. I'll throw that cover back on, keep the seal in. Alright, so that's back together. Let's what do we got here? So this is out of the 99 Warrior. Just slide on there. We take this bolt back out. Come on, meow. Alright, so I just pulled the starter out of the other one. I knew that one was good. So we'll just slide it in here. Like so. There we go. I don't know if you've seen that, but I was reaching for that hammer. It was going to go in one way or another. Probably help if I put that in, right? Dummy. Like that, like that, like that. Yeah, that would have been bad. Real bad. I think we would have had some problems. So I'm going to hit it real light with this. That should be good. It did have a locking washer on it, so I'm not worried about it being not tight enough. Come on, man. There we go. So it should be good to go. I just got to make sure I put oil in this and don't run it without it. Otherwise I'll have major problems again. Alright, so after thinking about it for a little while, this case is just too shot. I'm not going to use it. I mean, it's broken down here. That's been repaired. That's been repaired. I found a bunch of metal in it. Yeah, it's not going to be worth it for me to reuse all this. So I'm going to pull all the stuff back off of it. The stator, the cover, the starter, and put it back on the locked up bottom end motor, originally out of the 99. And I think I'm just going to get everything I need. I'm going to completely pull this one apart, get everything I need for it, and just do it right. It'll save me, I guess, a headache in the end of blowing something up or ruining it again. Because I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that one or not. I'd like to, maybe not. Like I said, I got a few other projects in mind that I really want to do. So, yeah. I'm not going to bore you guys with taking all this apart again. It'll just be done by the time I come back. Alright, so the 99 engine's back together. I'm just going to throw it in this box and store it until I get the all the parts to rebuild it. So I'm leaving these parts out from the other engine. I need some of them for the Blue Warrior, which I'm going to go get in a minute. Supposedly this one just needs a one-way starter gear and a wiring harness. As you can see, the wiring harness is spaghetti. It's shot. And then the way I can tell, or at least I think it needs the one-way starter gear, is if you pull on it. Oh, now it's locked up. Alright, so if you pull on it, sounds like it's stuck to the starter motor. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this all apart and change that starter gear. Alright, well, there's somebody else's hack job for you. It's gonna be fun. At least the new harness is all intact. Alright, so we got the wiring harness off, taken apart. Now let's get all this off. Let's get to that one-way starter gear. Well, if I've learned anything from the last couple engines, let's pull this oil filter first. And we have a ton of metal. So this motor's probably garbage. That's awesome. So I have, what, 4 motors now that are just completely garbage? Awesome. I don't know if you can see that shining in the light, but yeah, there's a ton of metal in this. There's a rag. Yeah, this oil pan looks like something I would want to see if I was mining for gold, but not when taking an engine apart. Now the pan was dirty, but there was no metal or anything in it. So, oh man, dilemmas. Now I don't know what I want to do. I definitely don't want to spend a ton of money rebuilding a bunch of Warriors, because they're not worth that much when they're finished. I mean, it would give me a bunch of content, but I don't have time to sit here and play with these things. So I'm thinking for now, I might try and just get the wiring harness in this thing, get it back together. I know a buddy that's been looking for a project, preferably a Warrior too, because he's been trying to buy the old one off of me. So I'm probably just gonna try and dump this one quick. Probably the other two motors, you know, there's a couple good parts that I'm sure are still in there, so I'll see if anybody wants those. And I'd really like to just put the money into the White Warrior and get that completely rebuilt, running nice, reliable, and so the kiddo can ride. If not, if she doesn't want it at that point, at least there's a good Warrior that I can sell and get most of my money back at least. So there's no way I'm getting all my money back on these deals, because I should have looked at them a little more. But that's what happens when you buy stuff off of Craigslist or Facebook or anything like that, is you're bound to not get what you were told you were getting. So really I ended up with 3 shot motors, and four-wheeler, and then another one worth of parts almost. So I guess yeah, I'm gonna get the wiring harness in this one, and we will see if we can get it to do anything, fire up a little bit, anything, and then I'll give my buddy a call and see if he wants to take this over as a project. All right, so it's all back together now. So and just get this thing out of the shop, get the shop cleaned out for something that's actually worth fixing. Motors, put it in the box. I like to keep the extra engines in boxes so they don't get any rats or moisture or anything else in them. Even though it's junk, it's whatever. So I guess that's it for a while on these, until I get rid of these and I can get the parts for the other motor to rebuild. But pretty sure we have a bunch of work to do on. We have 2 18-wheelers that we have, tons of work on the house. I haven't really been filming much at the house because it's getting cold, and we're just trying to get the thing sealed up so we can get some heat in there. And it's kind of hard, you know, working and filming at the same time. It's either you film a bunch of stuff or you get a bunch of work done. And so the past week or two, it's just been get work done, get the house sealed up so we can get some heat in there and we're not freezing all winter. But I do have a project I think I'm gonna go pick up next weekend. It already runs, it already rides. It only needs a little bit. So hopefully we can go grab that, and hopefully these are gone by then and I have parts for the other one. But also we got some work to do on the Suburban water pump. If you didn't see the off-road prep video, I did notice that the water pump was starting to seep a little bit. So I want to get that done before it gets too cold and miserable. And the heat switch on it, the resistor is bad. I think that's what it is. Yeah, the resistor. So I want to get that switched out. A little bit of other work I want to get done to the truck before winter comes. So if you like the videos, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and keep watching. I don't think the channel's going anywhere for a while, and there's always something to do. So have a good one, guys.